I've noticed recently that my daughter has started watching old Soviet cartoons and she's really enjoying them. So I thought it could be interesting to do an episode about. Mojdodyr, or Scrub Until Holes, is a well-known classic taken from the book of the same name from the early 1920s. This version, from 1954, is probably the best known one, but there was also this rather scary one from 1927, and this impressive offering from 1939. It's a simple tale about a boy who doesn't like to wash. He goes to great lengths to avoid it and can even be seen running around the streets and his local park in St. Petersburg, Leningrad as it was called during the time of the cartoons, or Petrograd as it was called when the book was written. Anyway, he finally sees the errors of his ways, of course. Crocodile Gena and Cheburashka is a series of 4 short stop-motion animation films created between 1969 and 1983. Gena works at the zoo, but when he knocks off and goes home, he feels lonely and has to play chess all by himself. He therefore decides to advertise for some friends. One of the applicants is a strange-looking creature calling himself a Cheburashka. Gena has never heard of such a creature and so consults a thing called an encyclopedia. Before long, the amiable Croc has found himself some friends to play with. No Pогоди, or Well Just You Wait, is a typical Tom and Jerry type situation featuring a wolf whose sole objective in life is to get a chance to eat the rabbit he's constantly chasing. The wolf is a hooligan whose dastardly plans are scuppered every time by the wily hare. Although it may seem a bit low budget, it's sure to be appreciated by those who enjoy slapstick. Next, let's head up to the Russian Arctic. Umka, which means polar bear in the local Chukchi language, is a charming animation starring a polar bear cub and his unlikely friendship with a Chukchi boy. Like the previous 2 cartoons covered, it also started in 1969 and only 2 episodes were made during the Soviet period. However, this beautiful tale has recently been remade for a new generation of children and adults to enjoy. Hedgehog in the Fog from 1975 has become a classic due to the unusual techniques used to produce it. It's about a hedgehog who has to travel through foggy conditions to visit his friend, a bear cub. It's probably a bit too slow paced to suit a modern audience, but it retains a cult following. The Prostokvashino series, which started in 1978, is a long-time favourite for many. It features a boy who left his home in the city and went to live with animal friends in the village. All of the characters are well known to younger and older viewers alike, and new episodes are still being made today. Mummy for a Mammoth is a moving tale about a baby mammoth in search of his mother. It's extra poignant given that it's effectively based on reality, as someone must have been the very last of an extinct species. His search takes him to Africa, where he's adopted by an elephant. If this doesn't get you welling up, then you have got a heart of stone. There Was a Dog is based on a Ukrainian folktale about a friendship between a dog and a wolf. An ineffectual pet guard dog gets kicked out for performing his duties poorly and takes refuge in a forest where he meets a wolf. Together, they hatch a plan to get the dog reinstated. Post-Soviet Russia has maintained its successful cartoon industry, with the excellent Three Cats being shown in most countries around the world. And Masha and the Bear holds the impressive title of being the most watched non-music video on YouTube ever. All of the animations featured can be found on YouTube, and the great thing about cartoons is that they can still be enjoyed despite not knowing the language. Of course, many don't even have words. So if you're a fan of animation, then happy viewing.